Martin Luther King embodied peace in all that he did, and that's what today is supposed to resemble. So each quote on the signs we carried are all quotes from Martin Luther King Jr. So we'd like to welcome some people here today. We're going to have a little presentation from Northwest student Carl Stafford, as well as our Mayor Pro Tem Sean Wake is going to be issuing a proclamation too. So we will go ahead and we will start and pass this on to Mr. Carl.
How y'all doing today? I was thinking, should I hold me a script up here? Should I just do this off the top of the head? And I'm just going to do it off the top of the head, because I'm going to speak from the heart today. So I got something I want y'all to do, because I need y'all help in order to make this happen. Alright? So when I say it loud, y'all go holler, I'm black and I'm proud. Alright? And I'm going to explain myself here in a minute. Alright? So we're going to do a couple practice run-throughs tonight. Alright? So say it loud. Say it loud. Oh yeah. Alright. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road, alright? You felt that? You feel it getting warmer? We warming up. It's kind of cool, but we warming up with this, alright? We got to get the heat flaring. Alright, so I'm going to start for you. So say it loud. Say it loud. Now you see, when I talk about being black, I'm not necessarily talking about the color of the skin. I don't care if you're red, white, blue, or yellow. I'm talking about all the different women and men that struggle throughout the years. The trials and tribulations, many fears and tears, and they have to wait. All right? So when I say that I'm black, I mean our cultural struggle. All right? So say it loud. Say it loud. I'm proud. P-R-O-U-D. A prideful, righteous observer, utilizing my dignity. Now let me break down a proud part for you. Now to be proud, that means to break it down in the form of the P, which is prideful. Now to be prideful means to have a feeling of pleasure towards one's needs, towards one's achievement, so toward an achieving person that you may have. And I can sit here today and say I'm a very, very pleasant person. That I can wake up in the morning and I can go and get me an education, all right? That I can go after class and sit down and eat lunch at a diner, all right? That I can leave that diner and go home in the comfort of my own apartment. That's what I'm pleasure to do. But then I just sit and think of how hard it's been over the years for the different people that had to do the same thing I had to do. The different slaves that had to stick to the deep backs and the darks of the woods just to learn how to read in order to succeed and cater to their needs and risk their life every time they enter that door, every time they walk away from where they need to be. And I think that I'm so blessed to be able to get this education. And then I say that I'm very pleasant from the fact that I can go and walk right into a diner without any trouble. And that's the same diner that my great cousins and brothers and sisters tried to walk in, and they couldn't get past the door because of the color of their skin. And then I say that I'm just pleasant to have that. But then, most of all, I think to myself, I'm very pleasant to be able to go home in the comfort of my own apartment and lay down. But when I look at the ceiling, I sit there and wonder that, man, 400 years ago, my great cousin, aunts and uncles couldn't even lay down, and they would pray to God that the slave master didn't come down to maybe have some excitement with their wife on that night. So I'm thinking to myself, and I'm saying to myself, I'm just pleasured for the opportunity that I have. So say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. All right, now I don't know if I like the excitement I got back then, so I'm gonna try this again. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Righteous. I'm a righteous brother. You see, I'm righteous because of the fact I looked at how far we've come. I look at that 400 years ago, we were chained and whipped and brought over to a country that we were taken out of our own homes, and we were called certain things that wasn't too nice, and they gave us on top of that the right of citizenship, and that we were each 1/3 of a person. So we probably got about 20 people here right now, but it's really about 60 of y'all. But now then, I'm righteous to say that, man, look at how far we've come. Now I can say that our leader of this country is one of our culture's struggling people. And so I think it's safe to say, yes, we have came a long way, and that we're more than 1/3 of a person a day. Woo! So say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Man, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Observant. I'm an observant individual. And I'm very observant to look at the fact that I'm standing here in Missouri. It wasn't a free state. So I'm walking the same paths and I'm sitting under a tree that my great-great aunt or great-great-great-great uncle or cousin could have been hung from. And I'm looking at the same roads they were looking for, hoping for an escape. And when I look over at the fields, I'm wondering, this is the same crops that they put together? Is this the same places they stood just hoping for hope and help to come? And so then I'm very observant also of the fact that some of our sick brothers and sisters, and we do have sick brothers and sisters out there, am I right? And they're sick in the fact that they don't want us to interact by any means. However, by any means necessary, we must help our sick brothers and sisters. And we must let them know that we all are one culture. We all will stick together. All right? And some of our sick brothers and sisters like to go onto the path of calling each other the word nigga. Now, see, I don't think it's right, and I don't think that's even possible. And how could they be so sick to say such a thing? Because that's the same word that many of our ancestors were praying to God, please, while falling on their knees and being whipped. And that's the same word that they were being hung from trees and being called that same exact word. So how can we be sick to do something like that? So we must help our sick brothers and sisters in their time of need. All right? So say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Utilization. What are you utilizing today? What are you taking from your culture's past and utilizing in your world today? That's just something to think about, all right? So say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Dignity. That's what I'm utilizing the most. Dignity. And I look back at my culture's past, and I just think of all the dignified people that have fought and died so we can have what we have today. I look back at that dignified brother that helped start the NAACP, that got on his car one night in Jackson, Mississippi, and got shot dead in front of his family in his own driveway on June 12th of 1963. I look back at that dignified sister on December 1st of 1955 that didn't get up out her seat on the bus, that said she was going to stay and plant her butt right there until right was done by her. All right? And then most of all, I look at that dignified brother that ran back in the house crying to his mama because he couldn't play with his other white brother. So what that man did was lay a boycott after boycott, march after march, jail time after jail time he had to serve so he can stand up on August 28th of 1963 and tell 300,000 people and counting of the dream that he had. All right? So that's what I'm looking back at. But most of all, I look back at people like you, people like myself, because it wouldn't have happened like that, all right? So when we look back at it today, we know that it's just not just the black people that did it. Because if it wasn't for the help of presidents like JFK and LBJ, we wouldn't be where we are today. So we must look back and look at us as a culture as a whole and say that we must do this. And look back and ask ourselves the fact that all these people with not nearly as much opportunity as we had could do what they did and give us the life we had today. So we must carry the torch and we must lead the way. And we must carry on. So say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Man, say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Thank you.